The Little Match Girl. Once upon a time, on a bitterly cold New Year's Eve, a poor little girl wandered in the darkening streets. She was shivering with the cold, and her small, tattered shoes barely covered her feet. They were once her mother's and far too big, so when she ran to cross a street, they fell off. She didn't dare to pick them up as there was no time, and a young cruel boy had quickly taken them. Barefoot though she was, she carried a bundle of matches, which she tried to sell so that she could bring some money home to her family. The day had been long, and not a single match had she sold. The snowflakes danced in the cold air as she walked through the narrow streets of old houses, the bright windows reflecting the warmth and the cheerfulness of holiday celebrations inside. The thought of a warm stove at home felt like a beautiful dream, but she knew that her father would be angry if she returned without having sold any matches. With stiff, frozen fingers, she finally decided to light a match to warm herself up. The flame flickered brightly, and she held it close to her hand. Suddenly, she saw a small, glowing stove before her eyes, but just as she reached out her feet to warm them, the stove vanished, and only the burnt match remained. Eager to feel warmth again, she struck another match against the wall, which ignited as brightly as the first. She found herself looking at a beautiful table filled with delicious food and surrounded by a warm glow. However, just as she lifted her hands to eat, everything disappeared into thin air, and only the burnt match remained once more. Feeling hopeful, the little girl lit a third match. She then found herself under a beautiful Christmas tree covered with twinkling candles and shiny ornaments. As she admired the tree, she saw a bright star shoot across the sky. Her grandmother, who loved her dearly and had passed away not long ago, once told her that a falling star meant someone's soul was going to heaven. Suddenly, her kind-hearted grandmother appeared before her, more loving and caring than ever. Fearing that her grandmother would disappear like the other visions, she quickly lit all the remaining matches to keep her with her. The light from the matches illuminated her grandmother's warm, smiling face. The little girl pleaded with her grandmother to take her with her away from the cold and the pain to where she would be carefree and loved. Her grandmother smiled tenderly and wrapped her arms around the little girl. Together they soared into the sky where there was no more cold, no hunger, and no pain. The next morning the people of the town found the little match girl's lifeless body in the cold streets, a hint of a smile still on her face. They mourned her passing, but knew not of the happiness she had found in the arms of her loving grandmother, high above in the sky.